Yeah, hi. So, good evening, everyone. Thank you very much for joining. And as you see, we have recently started sharing the monthly calendar where you get the forecast of all the events that will happen throughout the month, right? So, I would like you all to be very prompt checking that calendar and planning on which events you can join. And I understand most of you are working professional, or even if you are a student, you would have your exams and other priorities. But at least try to come in 3 out of 4 live programs, at least, you know. Otherwise, the change really doesn't happen. Okay. So, as today is May 1st, and May 1st is also Labor's Day. So I would encourage you all to talk about it. I'm sure you have gathered more information, and though we may not, speak to you like because this is like a personal practicing platform where we all come and we practice with each other. So it doesn't look right if somebody is not prepared. We don't grill them, right? But then if you are not prepared, it's your loss. We encourage people when they do good. Like, I have been silently noticing how Chitra performs every on every program, and with a moderate voice modulation, she speaks what she has to, and she is definitely, I would say, just about to approach, excellent or very good. She's already good. So Chitra, you're constantly putting in effort. You come, in most of the live programs. So I thought I will encourage you by giving you this, credit, that whatever you present is already good, or I will say better. But then always we have to, keep practicing so that we excel better. So key information, the next step for you, Chitra, would be, to present facts and figures when you are talking. So that's what you can do to double your, efforts when you talk about May, like Labor Day. So you can also include talk about, some aspects that many people would, miss out while they're talking. You could talk about a tragic, slave history of slavery, right? So you have to think creatively, to engage people. So as of now, you speak on the topic, but you also have to see what points can you cover that others will miss. So that will make your speech even better. So over to you guys, and I would like to start with Rashmi, because Rashmi was here first to join, and she's always willing to go last. So that's why we'll start with Rashmi. But Rashmi, trust me, it's being recorded, and everyone is seeing that you're putting a hand on your head. So I don't think you want everyone to see that, because I personally know that you are very confident. So start with confidence. People don't like weakness. Over to you, Rashmi.
Can't I go last, please? Please,
No,
it's a
no,
request.
no, you can never go last until you say that I want. When I want that day. When you say that I want to go first, that day I will make you go last. Otherwise, every day it's you first.
Okay, so here it comes. May 1st. Happy Labour Day, friends. I'll start with a poem or a rhyme. If a task is done once begun, never leave it till it's done. Be the labor great or small, do it well or not at all. So this is the rhyme starts and specify the Labour Day. Labour Day starts by a protest held in 1800 century, 19th century in America, where the protest was a strike was made by workers in protest of 12 hours day. Earlier they were used to do 12 hours day working, 7 days per week. Now they all gather together and start protesting. We want some rights, but it's 21st century and we are still doing 8 hours manual work. And in India, it's 8-hour manual only on papers, but in actually we do overtime for promotion and for many things, and we have not um, fully understand our rights, and we are not uh, coming forward to make more efforts to give our workers or labor some free time, some creative time, and some resting period of time. So this is my comment on Labor's Day. There are hundreds of things to put forward, but I think you guys do much better than me. So over to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Rashmi. Before I come and give you feedback, I would request Sudhanshu, Shivaji, Shashidhar, everyone to turn video unless, I can only allow Shashidhar to turn off the video if at all he has some circumstances. But Shivaji, Sudhanshu, you should turn the video because when everyone sees you, they will know you better. And that creates a good environment.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
So,
can.
Rashmi,
I
yeah, so Rashmi,
might be my.
yeah, Rashmi, giving you the feedback to you is, you show that you are not confident, okay, but then you deliver the speech better, right? So you started putting your hands on your head and then you were like, can I go last? And then, but then if you were not confident, how could you deliver the poem without forgetting, right? So you delivered the poem without forgetting it, and then it was beautiful, and then you spoke about it. So when you speak about it, at last you said, you guys know better than me. So never say these kind of things. You you should also, try to formalize your speech, okay? So always feel from inside that you are confident. Accepting your mistake everywhere, accepting that you are not confident, is not always, great. When you go for an interview, if you say that you guys know more than me, I know nothing, I am this, I am that, they will not hire you for that. you know People only hire you, people only, come to you for your qualities. That's why people connect you. So always, whenever you are on any platform, even personal, professional, anywhere, radiate value, show what you are worth, don't show your weakness. All What I will, sometimes in some personal cases, to some personal friends, you can do that, but then in platform like these, always radiate value. you know so that is one feedback to you. And formalize your speech, like you said, this is my comment on Labor's Day. It's not your comment on Labor's Day, it's your view. You can say, this is my view on Labor's Day. Okay, so this is my feedback. So formalize your speech. But then, Rashmi, I'll tell you, your speech is more confident than than you show it on your face. So I think, I would ask you to wear confidence every time you come to this platform, go anywhere and speak. Wear that confidence that you have. Okay, so thank you very much for joining, be with us. And we'll go to Hiten. You are next.
Hi everyone. Uh, as we all know that uh, 1st May is the Labor Day of Labor Day celebrated.
Can you
You know,
little bit apart from your camera so that we can see your face clearly? Because you are very close to your camera, so we are not able to see your face clearly.
Actually, I'm holding my mobile phone, and yeah.
Keep your
So
phone little bit far from yourself.
is it fine, Sudhanshu?
Yeah, now it's fine. Better. Yeah, now it's
So
better.
for me, I think Labor Day. Before Labor Day in India, it was International Labor Day, which is celebrated internationally. It's about celebrating, uh, work done by all the, workers and laborers everywhere. So I exactly don't know the history of Labor Day in India, but uh, in International Labor Day, we in 19th century, it was done. It was kind of a resolution passed by some society or socialist congress, which which is for demanding that workers should not work more than 8 hours, because there used to happen that workers or laborers used to work more than 12 hours or 15 hours. So it was for that. Uh, and uh, and and that's it. I just know about this. This is all I know.
So Hiten, like this is your preparation, or you got nervous while speaking?
So I couldn't prepare. I could not, honestly, I could not
Okay,
prepare.
okay. But then Hiten, like we give the topic. This is the reason we give the topic few days before, because we know all of you are
Yeah,
busy, so that you can prepare. So no worries. Next time prepare better. But the only thing is, this program happens once in a week. So if you miss one time,
yeah,
that means it's gone for 7 days. The chance is gone. So this 2 minute
right,
speaking chance comes once in 7 days. So I would request you to prepare. Right now when I am talking to you, I know a story of slavery that I have read somewhere that happened in which play in Mauritius, right? So I know that story. Now while talking to you, while listening to you, I'm also listening to you, I'm providing feedback, and by the side I'm also reading it so that I can say that story when my turn comes, right? So you have to be this intelligent. When Rashmi is speaking, you can listen to her at the same time. You can just Google 10 facts about Labor Day. And you could have just spoken about that. You can just see and elaborate those things. So you have to be very multitasking and very smart in presenting these things. So that is one thing. That is one feedback to
right.
you. And another feedback to you is you said, I don't know the Labor Day history of India. So again, generally we feel that when we accept our weakness, I mean, corporate industry and everywhere, motivational people, they always tell us that accept your fear, accept this thing. But in a professional platform, when you go and say that, you are supposed to give a speech and you say that you don't know certain things, that does not reflect good. So, just as a feedback, I would say that whenever you are going to someplace, if you don't know, don't just mention it, you just don't mention it. Instead of saying I don't know, just don't talk about it. So if you don't talk about it, because when you use words like don't, no, can't, these things reflect negative on your personality for anyone who's listening to you, right? So instead of that, you can just avoid that topic, or you can say that when it is asked. So that is the second
Right.
feedback from Hiten, and thank you very much for joining. And okay, Sashidhar, I
Thank you.
can't see Sashidhar. Okay. Yeah, and Sudhanshu, you reminded me of that, but then I'll just tell this generally that when you are talking to anyone, it is generally, I mean, and this suggestion is not for Sudhanshu only, it's for everyone. You can use words, good words like, Hitin, can you please turn on your camera? Instead of saying, Hitin, I can't see you, turn on your camera. That sounds instructional. Okay, it's like, I know that that is not the intention. You don't want to say like that, but if you do not use kind words, then it sounds like an instruction. So if you have a colleague, and then if you say that, please, you can say that pass that pencil. That sounds like instruction. So you need to say, can you please pass me the pencil? So try to use that. I know that was not your intention, Sudhanshu, but just for future purpose for everyone, use such words.
Just I want to get previously what his camera was on, right? But he's little bit closer to the camera so that we cannot see
I
his
love
face
the feedback.
clearly,
I
right?
loved your feedback. I loved your feedback, Sudhanshu. And you must say it. You
Yeah,
must say it. But just a thing is, when you are speaking, when you can use word like please, kindly, so people will find you really good. So
yeah,
if
yeah,
I
sure.
tell you, yeah, if I tell you that Sudhanshu, pass me a cup of water, and instead I can say that Sudhanshu, when you go to the washroom on the way, can I can just say, can you please give me a glass of water? So when you use that please and kindly, people will start liking your energy, your personality. So this feedback is for everyone. Yeah. So Sudhanshu, why don't you go next?
So, okay. So, from today is the Labor Day, and first of all, I want to congratulate everyone for on the this special occasion, because everyone has a labor somewhere, and we are working for something. So, yeah. First of all, I want to congratulate. Coming to the history of the Labor Day, it is started from 19th century, right? Just to appreciate the work, because previously, whatever what husband, like people are working more than 9 hour, 8 hour, 9 hour, like which that there is no any time bonding for the people who are going to work on the factory. So somewhere they are like you can say means bad means they are not able to use his or her energy in correct way, right? So what they think, if we use if we utilize some for particular hours, then it will become more productive. So just people are coming, and after some time obviously everyone will be tired to doing something, right? So the relaxation, or you can say freshness is important for everyone. Once it will refresh, then when after refreshing, if we join the work, then it will work more productive. So increase the productivity to take means increase the productivity, you can say. They decided to celebrate one job so that we can remind everyone we should work at max 8 to 9 hour, and after that we can take our week like work life balance as well, because every human being have some also work around it, or home it have some personal work. So we should must give some space so that they can also with working with the any company, they can also perform their personal works, and so that they can always be appreciated to work with some organization, right? So due to that, they decided to celebrate this day, and this was recognized as the internationally. So yeah, that's all from my side. Thank you. Over to you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Rashmi, can you hear me? Okay.
I can hear you.
Okay, I was changing my speaker. So, Sudhan, can one of you talk? I want to just make sure I'm able to listen.
Yeah. Meantime, other can like what?
Yeah. Okay.
Anyone?
Yeah. I just wanted to. No, it's okay. I just wanted to check if I can listen. I was changing my audio device. So, Sudhanshu, that was a good speech, and I like the way you started. Started by saying that, we are all labor somewhere. So that was really nice way to start. So that's good thing. But then again, I would encourage you to bring in more facts and figure. So when you were speaking, there was most of the information what you said was mostly that people know. So if you could bring some information, some data, some story or present day, what is happening in the corporate world? How are employees? Some company values employee. How some company they abuse labor. Like the managers sometimes it's a 9 hour shift, but then they make their employees just stay for 12 hours, 15 hours, and they make them work. So you could have also covered the real life pain of the IT industry or the present day corporate world. So that could have been an addition as well as a suggestion. So for next, I would like Vishal. Vishal, you can go next.
Okay. So, first of all, happy Labour's Day, all of you. So, what I think, what I, my perspective, why we celebrate Labor Day. So, everyone is working for someone else. Everyone is working 8 or 9 hour, 10 hour, and 12 hour. Okay. So, labor are those who are working for someone else. Okay. So in 1886, before 1886, so in America, so worker are paying off for their work, uh, but they work for their company more than 12 hour, more than 15 hour, and they paying off the same salary, they working for same salary. So uh, after few times, so some laborers uh, started march. After that, they are punished by America, they're punished by the police. After that, 1 May 1886, after that, the International Labor Day was celebrated. So everyone is a labor, understand? So everyone is a labor, so we are working 9 hour, 10 hour, and uh, the the uh, the child labor also work in a restaurant, work in a factory. So the main reason is that those who are working with any organization in a high paying scale, so they are called as a worker. So, and those who are work in a low scales, they are called labor. So I is my perspective. So, due to a poverty, due to a migration, so uh, they are uh, they are working as a labor. So, we are celebrating Labor Day because of we can labor have also a personal and professional life. So they are also maintain they have also maintained their personal life. They have also their family. They have also children. They have also give their time to children. So to make creative things, to make a balance in their life. So that we celebrate Labor Day to reduce the working hours, so to maintain the balance for professional and personal life. Thank you.
So, Vishal, what is the source of your preparation? Like, how do you prepare? What do like, read a book or read some articles or watch video? What do you do to prepare?
Sorry, sir. Can you please repeat it?
Yeah, I'm saying that to prepare for today's speech, what was the source of your learning?
So
So you
honestly,
learned,
sir,
like, how did you
I
prepare it?
can't prepare. So just I Google, and after that I speak that.
Okay, you just Googled. So when did you prepare? Today itself?
Yes, sir.
In 5 minutes? In 5-10 minutes, you
No,
searched Google, whatever came, you wrote, and then you prepared.
no, sir, no, sir. I after before 6:55, sir. I came from market, and then I late for joining meeting, and then I searched for
Hmm.
what the given topic. So that's I prepared that.
So today only you saw the topic, right? Before joining.
No, sir.
Okay. See, I mean, it's completely up to you guys. If you do not prepare well, if you do not prepare well, and if you just show up to the meeting, I will tell you, we will conduct the meeting. You will speak whatever is in your head, and then you will go. But at the end of the day, you have not you have not invested this 1 hour. You have just spent it in a casual meeting, right? So you need to read lots of article. You need to bring in lots of new vocabularies. So, today Rashmi has spoken, Hiten has spoken, Sudhanshu has spoken, but there is no new vocabularies. You have not gone ahead and you have not read a single article about it. You need to read article. You need to find out few good words that they have used in that article. You can talk about slavery. When you talk about slavery, you can talk about words like dehumanization. So you could have noted down 5 new vocabularies from those articles, and you could have thought that, okay, when I speak today, I will be using these 5 new vocabularies, and that will make my speech much different than anyone in the presentation, anyone who's presenting today. So that's how I'll tell you. Most of you are doing the bare minimum.
If you do the bare minimum, you will get the bare minimum. Now, if you are doing the bare minimum and if you're going for interviews, then you will get similar level of salaries, right? So always try to be the exceptional one. Being an exceptional, being the top candidate being the top person in the platform is about your attitude. If you want to be the top person in our community, you will not be the top person in the company because you are not the top person. Your quality is not of being the top person. So, it's not just about learning English. I would encourage you all to every time you come, it may sound a little instructional, it may sound a little rude, but our goal is here. I'm being very friendly in this approach. So just anytime you come, you make sure that you read the article, two, three articles, watch one, two videos, write down few vocabularies that you want to use, write down few key points that you want to speak, and then you see those paper. You maintain 70-30% ratio. 70% you look in the screen, 30% you look in the paper, and then you present. So it is, I just remembered by just that when you were speaking, you were not even looking into the camera. So when you are not looking into a person's face when you're talking to them, they will feel like you're not even talking to them. Most of the interviews today are video call interviews. So if you don't look directly into the camera, if you don't look directly into the eyes of the interviewer or the person you're talking to, they will either lose interest in listening to you, or they will feel like you don't have confidence to face eye to eye and talk. So I know you may have the confidence, but just these are some body language techniques that you need to follow. So I encourage you guys to read, because I can see most of you don't come prepared as I expected to, because the speaking doesn't happen every day. If it happened every day, it could have expected some there is no scope for mistake here actually, because it happens once in a week. So Chitra, let's read the source.
Hello everyone, a very good evening to all of you. So today is 1st May, and it is also called May Day, and also celebrated as International Labor's Day. Traditionally, this day was associated with rural pagan festival, which was celebrated in European countries. But over the years, this day is recognized and associated with Labor's Day. So there's a history. Why do we celebrate Labor's Day on 1st May only? It is because in the year 1886, worker members of working class, they protested against the number of working hours they were putting in. That was around 15 to 16 hours, and that protest started on May 1st, and when May 4 arrived, uh, there was this incident that happened in Hayward, in Chicago. So it was a riot between uh, working class members, and there was this whole fight that happened between the police members and the protesters who were protesting out there, and due to which few of the police members and few members of the working class, they lost their life. After 3 years of that incident, that is in the year 1889, second international and organization of socialist and labor party declared 1st May as International Labor's Day to commemorate the Hayward. I hope I'm reciting the word correctly. Hayward riot that happened in 1886, and also to commemorate the efforts and victories of the working class. So basically, Labor's Day is celebrated to commemorate the efforts and the historical significance of the working class, the amount of efforts they have put in. This day is also celebrated to acknowledge the significance of the labor class, and also to provide the knowledge to the members of working class, and to uh, to make them aware of their rights and their responsibilities. And This day is celebrated around 80 countries in the world. If we talk about today's condition, then uh, after the post-pandemic period, the labor class, the working class, has been affected the most. And in this regard, the government should make policies for their benefits, and they should also create more job opportunities for these people. And the working environment in which they work, it should be decent. And yes, to make sure that their basic human rights are given to them. And also in many countries, this day is a national holiday. So I feel those people are not feeling happy today because today is Sunday, so they lost their one holiday. So that's all for today's speech. Thank you.
Chitra, are you done?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes, you're audible now.
Yeah. So when I said, voice modulation and confidence, I would like you, most of you who gave speech today, to, take Chitra as an example, definitely. So this should be the next level that you should try to achieve. Okay. So definitely even Chitra has the area of improvement. But as a first step to what confidence looks like, this is one step that you all can step up to. And, the feedback for you, Chitra, is you need to, present it with, your sentence formation can become better because you said the sentence the I'm not able to recall the sentence, but then I'll get in touch with you after listening to your recording once again because I don't have the exact sentence in mind. But then your framing of sentences can improve. Okay, sometimes you say first half of the sentence in first, sorry, sometimes you say the second half of the sentence in first and the first half in the last. Okay, so this is sometimes the structure which I'll give you the example later as well. That is one thing, and second thing is when you this actually what you were sharing was not a story, and it is not even a reading session. So it was facts. But then even when you are saying that they were protesting, and then when you are giving this information, so what I mean to say is that when you are presenting, it should look more natural. So when I say more natural, I think if you see the recording, that's why we are having the meeting in MS Teams. So I'll post this recording tonight, and then you listen to your own recording, and then you see how you can, make this, very natural. So when you are sitting and talking to five friends, that's a different thing, and when you are reading, it's a different thing. So as of now, it sounded like you are reading, but that should be a more natural way of delivery. There should be some element of human emotions while you are delivering it. Okay, so that is one feedback. Okay. So I think most of you have spoken. Shivaji, would you like to go next?
Yeah, Shivam. Yes.
Shivaji?
Yeah. Yeah, Shivam. I can go now.
Yeah. Yeah.
So sorry, my camera is not working, so I cannot
Amazing.
come online. So let
No
me.
problem. No problem. We can take it for one day. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Right. So let me start. Yeah. So first, let me start with the. So this is the today is the May Day, which is uh, the basically the honor of all the laborers who are striving very hard to make the life and the world better, working for on all the things. So it's a very happy Labor Day. So basically, the happy Labor Day basically started very long. I'll go back to a little history, like when the in the before 18th century and before that, there is a lot of slavery used to be there, and so the lot of people are not getting recognized for the efforts what they are doing basically, right? So then in the 19th century, when industrialization started, so a lot of people started misusing the labor work whatever is done by humans, and only some limited peoples used to get the benefit of all the benefits they used to take, and they used to make people to work for 16 hours, 18 hours, and they're not taking care of any safety measurements, and also a lot of people used to lose the life. So this happened till I think around 18th century last. The people started recognizing, and people wanted to put their voice. So all the laborers wanted to come unite, and they want to fight for their rights. So that is where the lot of people came in the unity, and they started. They want for fighting for their rights, so minimum rights. And then in the 1884, the more things got formalized, and as Chitra said, there was the big fight happened between the workers class and the policemen and other things. So a lot of people lost their lives, and then then people started want to form the union. Basically, the laborers means uh, they want to all come as a union, and they can represent the union president who will be fight for the rights of the laborers. So they want to show to the all the industrialists and the businessmen that the unity, the labor unity, and they want to fight for the rights. So soon after that, the people, industrialists, the main businessmen started recognizing 15 hours, 16 hours working is not a good for the people. So they are losing the efficiency also. So then they started amending a lot of things, and where government also got involved in a lot of countries, and then they started changing the policies like safety measurements, and uh, getting the more required salary for whatever the efforts the laborers are putting, and the more skills are getting developed for the even labor, the workers men's also. So this is about the international thing. When it is comes to India, so in way back in 1923, so India the first where the labor day was taken into India, where Labour Kisan Party of Hindustan is formed in 1923, May 1st. So that day onwards, we also in India, a lot of unions got created, and the different organizations. So they all fighting for their rights, and their families' well-being, and also that was the main significance. So now, when we look into the data, there is total 14 million peoples are enrolled into the labor union, and is now the International Labor Day. There will be a lot of conferences also happening for getting the rights. And I would say, like, India is not very that much government is not that much having many labor what do we say is uh, the new rules are new recognitions are not there. But in the when you go to the Europe and other countries, so Europe is, they will recognize they have the lot of amendments they did for the labor laws, and they will put they will strictly make 8 hours is the strict, and if anyone wanted extra rights, so they need to pay double the salary, and so double the salary the employer need to pay to employee. So that is that kind of strict law. Even in Europe, even traveling also will be considered as the working hours. So the lot many reforms they brought in the Europe. So India was very far behind on those things. So India still exploiting the human manpower. So like we all work in the corporate world. I know most of the people. So where for getting the recognition, for getting the promotion, so people used to spend weekdays, weekends. So So that's a very unfortunate thing. Even after 77 years of independence, still the people are not recognizing their own rights. So hope this thing will change in next decade. So thanks. That's all for my.
Shivaji, that was a wonderful delivery of content. So on content, I'll give you, like nearly 4 out of 5.
Okay, sure.
Okay. Are you listening? Yeah. Okay. I will give you 4 out of 5 on content, but Shivaji, I will give you 2 out of 5 in your delivery part. Okay. So the reason, why I'm giving you two is because I had last time asked you to make short and simple sentences, but today most of your words that most today your most of the speech was having words like and then basically. So again you used these words, so I would like you to use this word as less as possible, and instead of joining 10 different sentences with and then all the conjunction like but, so what happens is, instead of making short and simple sentences, we use the conjunction like and, but, then, so these conjunctions, and we make 10 sentences into one sentence. So kindly avoid that. You have progressed from past on this one, but then I want you to improve further on this. And also, it is not people, it is people. Okay.
Okay.
And it is how do you say this, labor? How do you say labor?
Labor.
Yeah, so but then your pronunciation while giving the speech was different. So you can check that in the recording. So labor is the correct pronunciation. And I, like the content part. I liked how you brought in stories from, so many different places. More than stories, a real life, real history. I think you brought in. That was good. I liked few words that you used, especially like when you said that reform, right? So this happens. These kind of words you can find when you are everyone, all of us who are joining here today. So even Hiten would agree that he also knows the word reform. Sudhanshu would also know the word reform. But why didn't you use it? Because you could not read it. If you would read some article, you would feel like I can use this word reform. So all of us know the word reform, but we didn't use it because it was not into our practice. It was not on tip of our tongue, right? So that is the thing. And finally, I would request sir to not just deliver a speech, but then enlighten us with whatever he has, because I'm sure he is rich with information on this topic in his mind, and I'm sure he has definitely consulted few other sources. So Shashidhar, over to you. Take your full time and give us all the insights you have.
Thank you so much for that elevated introduction. So, good evening, guys. Kindly bear with me. My
You are
energy
an
levels.
you are an author. That's the least. You are an author. That's least way. You should be pissed off that I didn't introduce you correctly or rightly. So
Thank you for that. Yeah.
author of 3 books, guys. Author of 3 books. How did I miss that introduction?
But I could still be like a one minus from any other guys who have spoken about it, and I also missed a couple of deliveries today because my laptop was restarting. Okay, so good evening, everyone.
A tech guy having a tech issue.
Summer.
A tech guy with a tech issue. No worries. Yeah,
Yeah,
no worries. So Sridhar, yeah, sorry for interruption. Please go ahead. Yeah.
it's all right. Yeah, thank you. Good evening, everyone. Happy Labour's Day to all of you who are working and not working and about work. So the working day, sorry, the Labour's Day was also called. I mean, is also called uh, Workers' Day. It was observed back in the 19th century. So when the leaders, the communist leaders, they found out that the workers are being exploited with many hours of work, and excuse me for the background, that namaz thing. So, uh, so when I mean the communists leaders found that the laborers were like exploited by extended working hours that are not paid and less paid, and there was no security for the job as well, and you could be fired anytime. So imagine you'll be fired at some point after joining the job after 5 years, 7 years, doing the same thing and have nothing to do, have not upgraded any of your skill set. Back in those days, the skill set was just to just be the physical skill set, right? So the Marxist leaders, Marxist International Social, I mean, I'm sorry about the name if I'm wrong, Marxist International Socialist Congress, I guess. Yeah. So that was the party which proposed a 8-day working uh, thing for the laborers. So it was after the proposal of that, they fought for that, they fought the right for that, and they've also just implemented and just brought these reforms about these rules for the laborers. That brings number one, which is the fair pay in the sense there is no discrimination based on the color, caste, creed, gender, or anything. So it's based on the position that you're working for, and number two, the number of working hours that you're working for, right? So it's very important that to have that work-life balance. It was, of course, people are talking about it now, but it was coined back in those days with a different term. And the social security of the people, that you will not be fired instantly if there is something happening just because you're labor and someone is owner of the company. You cannot be just fired just right away. uh, Talking about the fourth point is about your right to, like, progress in the career. So all these laws, all these reforms have taken shape and evolved into modern day labor laws, and they are still intact in most of the countries, including India. So these labor laws and the Labor Day celebrations are taken very seriously in communistic nations like China, you know, and Cuba and there are Russia. So there are some communist nations, right? So they take very seriously about it, and the reason why India also celebrates it, India also just takes it like a public holiday and a memorial for the labor, for the contribution of the laborers to the country, building of the country and the nation. So it's all about not just the memorial thing. It's all about the reminder of what we are, like, conferred with. As a citizen of India, you are conferred with some rights, and out of that primary, I mean, what are your like normal primary rights, and what are your just constitutional rights, and these are labor rights. And sad thing is that nobody knows their labor rights. No matter you're working in a corporate company, software company, no matter you're working as a labor, as a blue collar worker, no matter you're working in a factory that like a sanitation worker or something, you always have your labor laws and rights intact. So you must know all these points before you get into that job. Even after getting the job, just try to know your rights. No boss, no company is like, have right to underpay you. They have no right to just fire you just like that. Just, you might have heard that, oh, there is a software company, the CEO came on a video call and just fired 800 people. You know that, right? And also, if you're familiar with the news, that Infosys have stipulated their um, like ex-employees who have resigned during this great resignation period, right, not to join their competitors for the next 6 months to 1 year. So, which is against the just taking away the freedom of just joining the company. So, the clause they mention, the loophole they mentioned, is that the confidentiality of the project, which may not be, which the clause may not exist in the contracts of that project when you're signing or working with it. So as a software company, as a software employee, like you will be working on several projects in your career with that company. So before you sign anything, just I would request you to just go through all the laws, all the clauses that they mentioned, because there'll be some loopholes in the system that they might use, companies might use to just do things right. uh, Talking about the labor laws, talking about the May Day, talking about May 1st, I would also like to talk about the great attrition period, which is happening because of this COVID thing. So the reason for people to just leave the jobs is the same sad reason that I mentioned. We still work for 10 plus, 12 plus hours, which are not addressed, which are not paid, which are like, suppressed and giving us a mental tensions and no zero work-life balance. Anyone who is listening to this live or just even on YouTube, just raise the hand, comment if I'm wrong. There will be no such time, there will be no such day you will be working for just exactly 8 hours. If you work for 8 hours and go away and just deliver projects, deliver things, your rating would be average. Right. Who does that? Company does that? No. Your immediate manager can do that. Your level two manager can do that. Right. So as the manager, if you become a manager, if you're working as a manager, I would request you to see this point in a fair light, so that you don't let people work for extended hours. So everybody have families, everybody have personal lives. Just tell me, when you're growing up as a kid, how many days you have seen your parents at home? Most of the times, 90s, if you're a 90s kid, right? Even in 2000s, right? As the progressing, as a laws are progressing, the companies, the working styles are progressing, like evolving, there is a sheer need to improve these laws. There is a sheer need to understand what our rights are in the companies as a labor. And just because you are having an ID card and insured, or just cool hairstyle or makeup on your face, that doesn't mean you're out of this labor law thing. You come under this. Just get to know your labor laws, and when anything goes wrong, do not freak out. And this is one of the first reasons why people freak out when managers intimidate them, when managers bully them, professionally, just because they are of their social security, the job security they're worried about, right? If you're aware of this social law, sorry, about this labor laws, your rights, you'll stand strong for yourself. That's what May Day was meant. That is for what May Day was given a public holiday prominence in the country and also in the many countries in the world, to understand what our rights were, so that you can help build the country, build the world, evolve, progress, and grow along with you in a fairly balanced way. So thank you so much, everyone. I would wish you again a happy Labor Day.
Thank you very much, Shashidhar. I think it must have been very insightful to you from everyone. And also Vishal, since he's going to, he's about to start his corporate journey in few months. So that was wonderful for him as well, I'm sure. Like how managers bully you and how, you are graded on your work. So Vishal, I would encourage you, because I know that you were busy in some family function. But then I would highly encourage you to talk to people like, Sashidhar. Hiten, I think Hiten is from creatives department, but then I'm recommending you Sashidhar and Shivaji and, uh, I'm forgetting his name. He's not come for a very long time. Sashidhar, what is his name? Uh, he works in Bangalore only, right? Praveen, right? Praveen.
Praveen, not Praveen.
Pradeep,
Pradeep,
right?
Pradeep, Pradeep.
Yes, yes. See, he has not come for many days, so it's slipping off my mind. Yeah. So Vishal, I encourage you to talk to these people. You can ask them when they are free, and because someone has helped us achieve what we are today, we are also very open to helping people. So if you are applying for a job, and if you have some question that you need, me to help you with, or you need Shashidhar to help you with, you can just message, hey, Shashidhar, what time you are free? Can I call you on this, weekend anytime? So we will give you 5-10 minutes, and you can connect with us, and we can guide you not just on communication level, but also on some level, because people like Shashidhar, Pradeep, Sudhanshu, Shivaji, they are from technical field. They are where you want to go in the next 5 years, right? So it will be very good for you, and the platform can facilitate such opportunity to you as well. So connect openly. So that's all for today, guys, and officially the program is over. Those of you who want to talk, chit chat, say hi, hello, say what you have cooked, how you have cooked, and any other discussion, you can just continue.